Hi people, it's me again. Welcome to Ariyike Weekly. What's up guys? What's going on? How are you? How are you enjoying this beautiful Tuesday afternoon? Well, I'm here on Ariyike Weekly to bring you my weekly scoop of what's been going on around here and of course to talk about what I want you guys to hear today. First of all, let me quickly talk about the Kardashian sisters app. Man, those girls. Forget about anything that anybody has to say about them. Those girls are doing their thing and they do not care about what people have to say. I've been reading comments about them releasing their app and then and their websites and getting people to subscribe and things like that. And some people are actually saying, "Oh, who is going to subscribe? Who's going to do this?" Guess what? People are definitely going to subscribe. And at the moment, I hear Kylie's app actually has like the most views right now. So people, don't look at them and think people are not going to subscribe. People will definitely subscribe. People who want to know more about them. Of course, we know a lot about them already on Instagram and stuff, but they're not going to put everything out there because they're going to save some for their websites, for their apps. So people would actually get to pay the, $2.99, approximately $3 to subscribe. People will definitely pay. Man, shout out to you ladies, man. These girls are doing things. I actually like it when I see women doing things for themselves. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you're doing. So far, you're doing something for yourself, and you know that okay, this is actually your own thing. No matter what, no matter how small or how large it is, if it is yours, your business, or your hustle, whatever it is that you're doing, huge shout out to you. Huge shout out to you. Anyway, guys, before I talk too much, let me quickly get down to today's topic. Okay. So I was at the salon a few days ago and I went there to wash my hair. I was steaming my hair and trying to keep my natural hair in check. And there were two ladies beside me and they were talking about a lady who I don't even know how to say this. Like, I'm not too excited to talk about this, but I will talk about it because they wanted me to come and talk about it on Arike Weekly. Anyways, the two ladies were talking about a parent in their, in their child's school, and they were saying that they just resumed school. They resumed last week. They resumed school last week, and that this mother was actually asking about, two. She had actually asked about two or three other mothers if they could borrow her money for school fees. Now, it's not something that would make any woman happy that you have to borrow money for your kids' school fees and all of that. Before you guys start saying what you want to say, guess what? This woman in question actually just came back from summer holidays with her family. Yeah, she, her husband, and children, they actually traveled. They were in America for the summer. And what these girls were saying was that, why would you? I'm calling women girls. Anyway, women, we like to be called girls. What these ladies were saying, these women were saying was that, they actually traveled on holidays and now they're back and they cannot pay school fees. And it just all boils down to this whole fake life, this whole Lagos living where people like to do more than themselves, people are living above their means. You know that you cannot afford to pay your kids school fees. Why then would you travel on holidays? I think people need to learn to prioritize things. What is more important to you? A holiday in America or your children's school fees? Obviously, your children's school fees is more important. So why would you travel? Even though I know that there are times when people travel, like in this entertainment industry, you hear all kinds of things. Apparently some people travel and they don't pay for their tickets. Like, there are actually some travel agents that you can talk to and then maybe you pay like 10% or 20% and then you can pay instrumentally and things like that. And I hear some banks even do it as well for people. But mine is I don't know, maybe it's because of the way I was brought up. If you can't afford certain things, don't even bother yourself doing it. Like, why would you want to spend so much on a family vacation when you're going to come back and drink the gari? Why would you want to spend so much on, traveling abroad, shopping, buying all the expensive things, and then you're coming back and then you're borrowing money to pay for your children's school fees? If you actually paid for the tickets to travel, then why didn't you think in that? Why didn't you think ahead and know that you had to plan properly for the kids' school fees? Jeez, didn't you know that your children were going to resume school? Now the woman is going around trying to beg for money, trying to beg people to borrow her money. And I always say this thing: anybody, anybody can fall into hard times. Nobody is above anything. However, if you fall into hard times, you shouldn't think that you can actually carry your problems and throw it on people, burden people with your problems. There are people who you should be able to ask for things. For example, if I was going to borrow money for anything, I know who I would ask. I would not go to my children's school and ask random mothers or random people and say, oh, borrow me money or whatever. You should have like your inner caucus people. You should have people who you're close to, your family members who you can rely on, even your close friends who you can rely on without them carrying your gist around. Now, this has become talk of the school. People are talking about it in the women's children's school. And these kids of nowadays, they know so much. You think they don't know? They know and they talk. Before you know it, this gist will get to these children's ears. And then, those kids will finally resume school. And then some people will start saying, boro boro children, boro boro mommy, boro boro daddy. As a woman, if you're trying to get school fees, if you're trying to borrow school fees, you're obviously trying to cover your husband as well. Maybe you're trying to say, okay, you don't want people to know that your husband doesn't have the money or you guys don't have the money if you're doing it jointly. However, you don't have to put yourself out there like that. So people, please, if you cannot afford to pay for your holidays and then come back and pay your children's school fees, then save that money and pay your kids' school fees. We all know what school fees is saying nowadays, especially in Nigeria. I live in Lagos. I have children. They are going to school. And I know how much, school fees, how much we have to pay for school fees and all of that. So school fees is not something that just springs up on you. You plan. You actually plan for it. You plan. You don't go on a holiday when you know that you're going to come back and then not be able to pay for your kids' school fees. Your children's school fees is priority. That should come before any holiday, before you even thinking about any vacation or, before you thinking about the luxuries of life. Because these children are important. They should come first before anything, before any fairity or anything at all. So people, please, 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 especially parents, this goes out to parents, all parents, whatever it is that you're doing, wherever it is that you are in life, make sure that you set your priorities right, set them straight. Your children should be number one in anything. Forget about the worldly things. Forget about the fact that, oh, this family is traveling and that family is traveling. Think about your own pocket. Think about your husband's pocket. And as a woman, you will know if your husband can afford a holiday. If your husband cannot afford it, don't put him under pressure. Don't say, oh, because all your friends are traveling for summer, you must travel for summer. Oh, because all your friends' children's parents are taking them abroad, you have to do the same. It is not by force. It is not by force. Now, this woman is back here and she's looking for who to borrow her money for her school fees. And of course, all these schools on the island, even the ones on the mainland, even the ones everywhere. I'm saying the ones on the island because I know where my kids go to school. All these schools are very, very expensive. They are not schools that you can just wake up today and say, oh, yeah, I feel like, going to pay school fees. Let me go and drop money. No, you have to plan properly. You have to plan properly, especially when you want the best for your children. Plan properly. It is very, very important. That's it, guys. So please, if you're going to borrow money for anything, make sure you borrow from people that you trust, not from people who are going to be spreading your gist all over. And make sure you prioritize. Your children are more important than worldly terms. That's it on Ariyike Weekly. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Lady Ariyike and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have to go, guys. Bye.